The lions have been travelling for 2 days. They've covered almost 7,000 miles by land, sea and air. They've been to London, Nairobi and Johannesburg, but they're here at last, in their new home in South Africa. The Born Free Rescue Centre is located within this amazing place, surrounded by an abundance of wild animals roaming free in their homeland. Sadly, our 3 beautiful lions will never be able to join them, as they can't fend for themselves. But at least they'll be in a large enclosure that's several acres of natural African bush, worlds apart from a few square feet of that squalid circus trailer.
Step by step, there comes a day we were all praying for. Oh yes, early in the morning.
Everyone's tired and emotional, but very excited. After months of planning and arranging, Shada, Nala and Junka are moments away from seeing their new home.
I just say I can't wait to see them sort of step out onto grass for probably the first time. And there's a whole new range of smells and sounds here. Yeah, just to sort of see them is going to be fantastic coming out.
The rescue team take up their positions as Shada is the first to be released into her hospital enclosure.
Right, are you ready?
For the first time ever, she gets to run in the African sun.
She was stepping onto grass for the first time and walking in a straight line for the first time. It was a really special moment. And I don't know if you saw her mouthing the bush, but if we've seen animals in zoos given fresh grass to eat when they've been living on concrete, and they are so excited about having something fresh and green in their mouths. And that's just what she's been doing now. It's really a lovely moment. I'm really pleased for her.
As a safety feature, all the enclosures have electrified fences surrounding them. And at some point, all the animals have to learn that these fences cannot be touched without getting a shock. Some lions are quicker to learn than others.
Okay, come away from it, that's it.
She's never had contact with an electric fence before, and it's taken her about 5 or 6 shocks to realise. But she's come away from the fence now, and I expect what she'll do is sit in that bush for maybe 2 or 3 days, because this is so much open space, it's going to take her a long time to adjust to it.
Next, it's Nala's turn. After 15 years in captivity, I can't imagine what must be going through this old lady's mind.
That was another brilliant release, absolutely brilliant. But she does have to touch that fence at some time, just to let her know her parameters of her territory.
Finally, Junka takes his first steps into the open. But years of imprisonment take some getting used to. And who can blame this king of the jungle for being a big scaredy cat?
I know it was a good journey, but... Get it close.
I'm all a bit tense still at the moment because he won't go away from the electric fence. I should be more relaxed when he starts exploring, really.
It's a fantastic feeling as Junka begins to explore his new home. The team are very emotional.
That's lovely, wasn't it? How well they're getting on with it.
Already, the effects from spending so much time in a circus trailer can be seen.
I mean, this is actually an absolutely perfect example of how she's completely locked into the pacing of her distance in the cage in the circus, isn't it, Tony?
It is.
Yeah.
She's so habituated to that area that she's now found an area that she wants to move in here, and what we have to do now is find some way to distract her from that.
But the good thing would be to eventually release her into the main area to join the male lion. I think that would be fantastic. That would automatically break that stereotypic behavior.
But a lot of people will have seen this behavior in zoos
Yeah.
and not perhaps quite understood what it meant. You know, they may have thought, oh, they're just having exercise, or they're waiting for someone to bring the food, or whatever. It happens to be some excuse. But, of course, it isn't that at all. It's that they're locked into this stereotypic behavior because of their environment, which is absolutely hopeless for them.
That's right, and she's been in this situation for a good many years.
I think the main thing in all these situations is never, never to rush it.
Yeah.
You have to
right.
let the animals tell you.
Good girl, now, careful.
Nala is perhaps the most vulnerable, I would say, of the three of them. She is old, but she still hopefully has a good few years ahead of her, because they live longer in captivity than they do in the wild. I think with rest and time and not being disturbed, just to do her own thing in her own time, I'm sure she's going to make good progress. I can't tell you how happy I am that they've left that disgusting place and they're now free to walk on the grass of this beautiful sanctuary.
The campaign to rescue Nala, Sharda and Junka has really captured the hearts of the British public. Celebrities have become involved too. Actors Jenny Seagrove and Martin Shaw drove straight here from the airport, where Born Free founder Virginia McKenna couldn't wait to introduce them to our three lions.
I only arrived last night, and the first thing I did was to come up here too. And so the first one we'll probably go and see is Junka, the male.
He's beautiful. What a hunk.
He actually didn't go in the circus ring, but between these three, they have fostered 27 cubs. They're kind of like breeding machines, and some of the children of these lions are performing in the circus in France now.
So when
But
you
they
say he
haven't.
was for 7 years in a beast machine, you
In the-
mean
in that
24 hours a day,
ring.
7 days a week?
Absolutely.
Oh, it's beyond,
Absolutely,
it's beyond thinking.
beyond belief.
So they've never stretched their legs
No,
properly. and
felt the grass
Yeah.
or looked at the clouds.
Let's go and see the girls.
Shall we go and see the girls? That's the younger female called Sharda.
Is this the shy one, Virginia?
Yes. What's so lovely, though, about here is that, you know, they take their own time.
Yeah.
They're not going to be pushed
Also,
into doing
if
things.
they don't like it, they can walk away.
They can.
Which they couldn't before. They just had to put up with it.
Exactly. And the older one called Nala is over that side.
Oh, God, Virginia, she's so thin. Oh, bless her.
She doesn't look well at all.
No, she doesn't. No, she's absolutely ravaged.
Well, she's 15 as well, so she's had 15 years of that life.
Yeah.
I can't bear it. I can't bear the
and,
thought of it. It's just...
Truly appalls me is that we were able to get these animals because they hadn't got the permit, the right paperwork. That's the only reason. Not because they were kept cruelly, but because they hadn't got the right paperwork. So in the circus, all these other animals living in the same way who've got the right paperwork, so they're stuck.
There's about 2,000 animals in Europe, isn't there? Aren't
Yeah,
there?
in circuses, yeah. So, I mean, where's the humanity in that, really?
Concerned for Nala's health, Virginia asks Vet John to have a look at her.
A little bit concerned because she appeared to be breathing heavily earlier on in the day, well, just an hour or so ago. So we've come to have a little look at her and see how she is. We know that she's lying up against the bush so as to protect herself from the cooling effect of the wind. And that's a sign of a sensible cat. She has, I've seen her in the day, move around the cage a bit. And she's obviously moved over to get her food. So we're just going to have a quick look at the crate, the lining of the crate, and to see if there's anything else there that would give us concern. So if we look at the sawdust here, we've got sort of normal coloration and it's not got anything nasty in it. And if we come down here we can see where she's been peeing, and we know there's a little bit of blood staining in it, and that's probably why it's slightly dark. There's not heaps of it, so that's a good thing. Well, it's coming up to 11 o'clock at night now. We've just had a fairly heavy rain shower, and it's been quite windy. But what we want to do is just make sure that Nala's okay. She's not here in her normal place. Let's see if she's anywhere else. Right, 2 eyes. Come on.
Good.
Are you being rude, girlie? Sticking your tongue out like that? It's not the sort of thing they do in South Africa, you know. I say her breathing settled and she's moved and she's eaten. I think we leave her to tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll reassess her first thing in the morning and see how we're going to do. The quietness might be a sign of infection and things going wrong. But we've got so many other good signs that we don't at the moment have the need to knock her out and do anything with her, and it's much better if we don't have to do that straight after a journey.
It was early the next morning when we welcomed the GMTV crew, who'd come to report on the 3 lions. It was partly the generosity of their viewers that funded the rescue of Shada, Nala and Junka.
So if it all goes wrong, I can join your tribe,
Yeah, you can.
Marvellous. Thank you.
It's been a great start to the day, but in the back of all of our minds, we're still worried about Nala. I took the GMTV crew to see her and to have a chat with Vet John. We're all pleased to see her sitting up and a little bit brighter than yesterday.
The difficulty in assessing her is because she's a circus animal, she's so calm and bomb-proof, essentially. If she was a horse, you'd say she's bomb-proof. She'll cope with people and people being very close to her and not bat an eyelid.
What was her diet like in the circus? What did they feed her there?
Whatever they could get from the local supermarket. We don't know quite how frequently she fed. We don't even know how well she was feeding before
Not
she
enough,
came here.
clearly. I am amazed at people that can mistreat animals, and I just, it's beyond comprehension for me.
As Nala paces the same patch of ground that matched the size of her tiny trailer space, breakfast TV station GMTV prepares to inform its viewers on the progress of the rescue that they've helped pay for.
Our viewers raised £50,000 to help send the lions over here and release them back in South Africa in this amazing countryside. And yeah, we're going live so our viewers can see what they've put their money up for.
Come on, Junks, we need you to come over.
Junka, the sun's come out. Come on, big boy.
Unfortunately, the viewers may not get to see what they've paid for, because Junka the male lion has decided he doesn't want to make his TV debut and is hiding in the middle of the bushes. So they try and persuade him with breakfast.
He was absolutely gorgeous when we arrived early this morning, but with everybody coming and everything, I think he's got a bit nervous and he's shot off to the other side of the enclosure. So we're hoping to have a great broadcast with a lion in the background, but at the moment we haven't.
30 seconds.
To make things worse, there's a technical problem, and the satellite link to the UK has gone down.
What did you say?
His last picture.
Oh.
I love live television.
It's quite hazardous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got the back, yeah?
Now, 4 months ago, we asked for your help in rescuing 3 lions in captivity in France. Well, this morning, we have some fantastic news. It's been made possible through you, the GMTV viewers' generosity, and we thank you for that. Jonathan Swain picks up the story from South Africa. Jonathan, a very lovely morning.
Good morning to you, Andrew. It's a wonderful morning here and a wonderful story. And
They've done it. The link goes ahead without any hitches, apart from Junka, who decided to stay in the bushes. But at least they managed to get shots of lovely Nala in their second live link from South Africa.
It's just wonderful to be so close to a big cat like this, who's hopefully happy again now.
But you've conveyed all the emotions brilliantly, Jonathan.
That's a wrap for the GMTV crew and the Born Free Rescue team, who are also returning to the UK today. But it's a worrying time for Vet John, who is uncertain about Nala's condition and feels she should still be closely monitored by the care team.
Goodbye, old girl. See you soon.
Sadly, it wouldn't take long for Nala to justify John's concerns.
It just seems so unfair that she's had such a miserable life, and then this is her chance to have a good life and be where she's supposed to be back here in Africa. And the thought that it might be a little bit too late that the chance came is quite hard to kind of deal with.